Joe Hockey has long been citing the end of the age of entitlement, and now it seems this is also going to be the case for our jet-setting diplomats.
According to Fairfax Media, Julie Bishop has secretly ordered a review of the generous allowances and entitlements paid to federal government employees when they're on overseas postings. So here to discuss it are our Sunday jury members, Shelly Horton and Frank Coletta. Good morning to you both.
Morning.
Shelly, over to you. Perks, business class flights, private schools for our diplomats' children.
Like, I can understand some of it, but I think when it's going too far, private school education for the kids, I don't think that is a responsibility of our government. I think that if you take a posting overseas, yes, you need to be housed, you need to have travel allowance, but when it comes to putting your kids into private school, that's not on. I went to a public school. I think public schools are completely fine. So I think that the issue is when you add all of those things up, it just seems like the lap of luxury. So I'm a little bit concerned that it's taking too far. I think it's a good thing that Julie Bishop is just going to do a bit of a check on it.
Yeah, I mean, Frank, what do you think? I mean, I'm of the opinion that if a foreign diplomat has to travel constantly, then they probably should be given business class seats, you know?
Yeah, Pete, considering the fact that they have to really hit the ground running in some ways, you can understand that. And I think the thing that really triggered this was they had this conference in Paris where they spent upwards of $200,000 and were staying at a place which was $500+ a night.
Taking the mickey.
It's kind of out of touch, isn't it?
But tell everyone what the theme of that conference was.
It was about how to save money.
Yeah.
So the irony is not lost on all of us, right?
Yeah.
And so I suppose they have to be reined in to a certain degree. But there is talk about them having to foot the bill for learning the language of the new country. I don't agree with that. They're actually doing a very important job at a very important time, irrespective. So there's a bit of balance, but when you cut to the chase about the simple things that we have to take care of, babysitting, childcare, education, that's off the books, absolutely. They should be footing the bill.
But
no question.
If you're in a non-English speaking country, though, maybe even a third world non-English speaking country, surely your children should be able to go to a good school.
It's a choice thing.
That's your choice.
It's a choice thing.
You can say no to the posting. You know, like, no one's forcing you into it, and you have to want to be a diplomat and want to do this. So there's going to be things that you're going to have to weigh up, and I think one of those things is, do you want your kids growing up in that country? And if it's a no, don't go.
All right.
Simple.
Okay.
Pretty blanket.
Moving on now. Who could forget learning running, writing at school? Each letter having to roll into the next in between those horizontal lines, the stepping stone for the all-important pen licence.
But according to the Herald Sun, nearly half of teachers today don't think cursive writing should be taught because keyboard skills are apparently more important in the digital age.
Rubbish.
Come on, Shelley.
Well,
Shelley, you still need to learn to write.
No, I can see that we need to be able to write, but I think printing's fine. We don't need cursive anymore. What we need is some thumb skills because this is how we communicate now. We're like on the phone, typing or typing on a keyboard. I think keyboard skills are far more important than cursive.
But don't you think, I mean, I still sometimes write letters. My mum continues to write letters to me.
You are old-fashioned.
Yeah, but isn't that
no one writes letters anymore. No one writes
being a bit
letters.
old-fashioned.
That's right.
It's the beginning of the end, Shelley.
Send an email.
When the computer crashes, what are you going to do?
That's right.
Right? That's number one.
You turn it off and turn it on again.
Yeah, exactly. You send a text.
That's very technical.
I also
the basic premise of education is how to learn to read and write, correct? OK, so if you're going to start eking out the cursive writing, what's next? Just writing generally. And there's no... on the computer, when you make a mistake with a particular word, what happens? This thing called spell check.
Yeah.
Right? OK.
Sometimes it's American spell check, though, and that's really annoying.
Yeah.
Put the Z's in.
But when you're writing, whether it's cursive or otherwise, the brain's functioning is going, hang on a second, let me check. How does this word actually spell? So I think I think there's danger here. Beginning of the end, I call it, Shell.
Communicating, and most of them are communicating
You know,
like this. So it's a new skill. Maybe you need to adapt.
My writing was so nice that when I used to work at a sports shop when I was in high school, they used to get me to write the specials boards.
Oh my
So
God.
that's a real talent.
That
That's
is
nice.
something to be super proud of.
All right, up next. Would you name your baby Satan?
What?
Or maybe Anzac? Nah. We'll weigh in on Australia's banned baby names.
Welcome back, and the Sunday jury is in session now. Some baby names are just bad and others are actually illegal.
Here in Australia, each state and territory can knock back names that they believe to be offensive, obscene or just unreasonable. And Victoria's Births, Deaths and Marriages Registry has released its new no-go list, banning names like Anzac, God and Satan. Which is fair enough, I reckon, Frank.
Yeah.
I guess it depends who you are, but look, Jane with a Y was hard enough. Kids don't want names like that, do they?
Yeah, kind of really.
Lord.
Lord. But Satan, you're coming up with a name like that, you're kind of locking in their future, really, aren't you? So, and some of the beauties, you look at them, and there's, I think, an American one which is quite popular, felony with a PH.
Yeah.
Oh, there's your life of crime right there.
No.
And there's just a whole host of them, but you really got to think about the child's future.
Yeah.
It's just not on.
But what
Number
if
3 there, Baron. That's Donald Trump's
Yeah,
son.
that's true.
Yeah, that's right.
But what if you change the inflection of Satan and it all of a sudden
Satan.
becomes Satan?
Satan.
You know, Satan.
Yeah, No, you know
You're a
it's going to be in the
thinker, Pete.
schoolyard.
You're a
Isn't it?
Hey, Satan, you want to come and have some, you know?
But if those names are being outlawed, does that then suggest that they're actually being submitted? And
Yeah, I
used?
think they
Yeah,
are.
they
People-
are.
So, I mean,
My favourite, growing up in Queensland, and it was Mr. and Mrs. Pipe had a son and called him Dwayne. Dwayne Pipe.
Yeah.
That's not cool, people.
That's pretty funny.
Dwayne Pipe.
Let's be honest.
can't
that's pretty
ban it,
funny.
though.
Yeah.
You can't ban it.
There is one I saw this morning, a bit of research, and there was 4 S's and a T, and I tried to pronounce it, and I'm guessing it's kind of what you say to kids. St, like, be quiet. I don't even know. How's that a name?
I've seen one, a dasher, and it's an A dash
dash.
A, and that's the name, a dasher.
There was another
Yeah.
one where someone whose surname was Haley had proposed calling their daughter Haley with a Y, Haley with an I, and Haley's Haley.
Haley.
What are you doing? You're not
Yeah.
thinking.
Maybe
I love
comic-
palindromes, things like, Hannah and that sort
Yeah.
of thing. Bob,
Yeah.
very simple, although I've seen that with double B's. I don't
I
get
think
that.
you just have to think about the kids who are going to go to Dreamworld and get one of those little stickers for their door that has their name on it. And if they're going to be called, you know,
That's the
something
test.
unusual, then
Maybe
they're not
even-
going to get those stickers.
maybe even some symbols. Eh? Who knows?
All right.
More back.
No.
More after the break. More back.